Hello boys, welcome back to another session of video tutorials. This session is meant for class 11th biology students and this is meant for 22nd July 2020. And our memory helps us in tracing what we have learnt in our previous sessions. We have learnt about the structure and functions of various carbohydrates. And under this chapter biomolecules, today we are going to study an all important biomolecule called protein. What is a protein? I can say protein is a polymer of amino acid. So amino acid joined together make a protein. Let's say two amino acids, amino acid A, amino acid B. Both will join together, A, B, make a protein. Similarly, many amino acids, chain of amino acids, let's say A to Z, A, B, C, interconnecting with each other, also make a protein. So basically, proteins are linear, unbranched polymers of amino acids. And each amino acid, as you are seeing in the picture, is linked together by peptide bond. They are large-sized heteropolymers and they are big molecules having many amino acids. They are macromolecules having more chains of amino acids. That's why we are using the word polypeptidal chain. Being big molecules, macromolecules, proteins are not freely soluble in water but form colloidal complex with the water, colloids. And chemically, a protein is made up of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen and sulfur. We said in case of carbohydrates are made up of three elements, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. In addition to these three, if the molecule has got nitrogen and sulfur, then it becomes a protein. So some proteins also additionally contain phosphorus, iron and other elements. Collagen is most abundant protein of animal world. Keep remembering this in competitive exam, this will be asked. Collagen is the most abundant protein present in animals. And rubisco is the most abundant protein in plants. Rubisco, RUBISCO. Now, if you see the structure of the protein, every protein has 3D figure, three-dimensional structure that corresponds to its functions. Based on this 3D figure, 3D structure, function will be decided. The 4-level structural organization in proteins are primary structure, secondary structure, tertiary structure and quaternary structure. Now let us see the primary structure. As you are seeing here, the primary structure refers to number and linear sequence of amino acids. You can see number of amino acids, all these blue round balls. They're all, each one is an amino acid in a polypeptidal chain, and the location of the disulfide bridges. You can see sulfur, two sulfur atoms joining together, disulfide bridge. You can see those red ones, they're all bridges. The primary structure is responsible for the function of the protein. The N-terminal amino acid is written on the left side, whereas C, that is carbon terminal, nitrogen terminal, carbon terminal amino acid is written on the right side. Now the secondary structure, the folding of linear chain into a specific coiled structure. See there it is linear, here it is coiled structure. And the three types, alpha helix, beta helix and it is pleated sheet. One by our, you can see here the diagram, it's the beta one and the collagen helix, all the three. So these are secondary and it is like a spring-like. And this it is the development of a new steric relationship of amino acids present in the linear sequence inside a polypeptide. Secondary structure depend upon hydrogen bonds, as you are seeing. Hydrogen bonds between C and O. That's C double bond O group of one amino acid and NH group, amino group of next fourth amino acid. So based on that, these three are there: alpha helix, beta pleated sheet, and collagen helix. Now come to the third one, tertiary. Tertiary, it is formed by further complex bending and folding of secondary structure to form various types like spherical, rod-like, fiber-like. Tertiary structure is stabilized by several types of bonds: hydrogen bonds, ionic bonds, disulfide bonds, as you are seeing, and hydrophobic bonds. Hydros means water, phobic means fear of water, hydrophobic, and van der Waals interactions. This structure imparts the 3D conformation to the protein. There is a heavy structure called heme also in this. So you can see the secondary structure of protein getting a lot of foldings, forming various bonds, and finally you get a structure, tertiary structure. And quaternary, proteins are said to be quaternary in structure if they have two or more polypeptide chains. You can see here heme structure there, alpha chain and beta chain intertwining with each other. And the best example is hemoglobin is the quaternary. It is found only in multimeric proteins and consists of two or more polypeptide chains, as you are seeing. More than two polypeptide chains. Each polypeptide develops its own tertiary structure and functions as subunit of protein. Example, hemoglobin, insulin, collagen, etc. So you can see in quaternary structure two alpha chains, as you are seeing, and beta chains. So the combination of alpha and beta. So once again you can see primary structure, secondary structure, quaternary and tertiary structure. And proteins can be classified based on composition. That is what a protein is made up of into three: simple proteins, conjugated proteins, and derived proteins. Based on shape, proteins can be classified into fibrous proteins and globular proteins. So based on function, the proteins can be classified in this way: structural proteins, which form the structure, like keratin, protein present in hair; collagen is a connective tissue, it's present in fibers; enzymatic proteins like pepsin, forming pepsinase; transport proteins like hemoglobin helps in transportation and it is responsible for holding the iron; hormonal proteins like insulin, growth hormone, GH, they are responsible for various physiological functions; contractile proteins, actin and myosin, already we discussed, these are present in muscles, they are responsible for muscular action; storage proteins like oval albumin; genetic proteins, nucleoproteins, proteins that are present in the nucleus; and defense proteins like Ig, already we discussed varieties of antibodies, Igs, immunoglobulins; and receptor proteins for hormones and viruses. These receptor proteins only sometimes cause problem for us, like in COVID-19, if the body has got receptor proteins and the COVID-19 will be received by these proteins. So our effort should be to cut down that. And classification based on chemical structure: simple proteins, they are composed of only amino acids; conjugated proteins, along with amino acids there is a non-protein prosthetic group; derived proteins, these are denatured and degraded products of the above two. So like in simple protein we can say histones and keratin, only amino acids are present, and no non-amino acid groups. Whereas in conjugated protein, these proteins have non-amino acids, amino substances called prosthetic groups. Depending upon the type of prosthetic group, conjugated proteins are of several types, like nucleoproteins, glycoproteins, lipoproteins. And derived proteins, they are derived from proteins through denaturation, coagulation and breakdown. Example, proteases, peptones, peptides, fibrin, proteins. All these are byproducts of derived proteins. And as we said just now, based on the structure, based on the composition, three types. Simple examples we are giving: globular and fibrous proteins. Conjugated one, we have given example. Derived one, primary and secondary. So these are the various examples of varieties of proteins based on composition. All these are very, very important. And as we say, the most important one is functional proteins. Transport protein, for example, globulin, blood plasma protein. Globulin helps in the transport of important nutrients. Hemoglobin of RBC transports oxygen from lungs to different parts of the body. Myoglobin of muscles stores oxygen. And structural proteins take part in the formation of colloidal complex of cell organelle. Cell membrane proteins also make supporting structures like elastin of ligaments, and collagen of tendons. So structural proteins play a very crucial role. And contraction, the contraction system of muscles is made up of actin and myosin proteins. Enzymes catalyze chemical reactions that occur in living world: pepsin, trypsin, flavoprotein, etc. And defense, IG, as I said, immunoglobulins are plasma proteins formed in response to antigen stimulation. These recognize and neutralize foreign proteins, toxins, and other pathogens. So interferons, a cellular protein, is very, very effective in treating viral infection. Remember this word, interferon. And nucleoproteins serve as carriers of genetic characters, all of you know. And blood clotting, fibrinogen and thrombin, these are the two important proteins present in blood plasma that help in blood clotting. Protective structure, keratin forms protective structure in animals like nails, hairs, feathers, hooves. And storage, casein is milk protein, remember, casein. And ovalbumin is a protein present in white of the egg. Ferritin is iron storing protein in animal tissues. So these are varieties of proteins are present in different parts of our body, and they play very, very crucial role in our next